went straight in the corner. Has he made a ball? No ball.
So first chance to Clint.
You see plenty of emotion from Jordan straight away. He's banged his cue.
Yeah.
First break. He's lost the rag.
It's just not running Jordan's way. He's got every right to get annoyed. He's coming up dry every break.
Well, he hit a good break.
He did hit a good break, and
you
know, it's fine to be frustrated. He's come up dry. He's hit a good break and deserved to make a ball, but that's nature of the game.
You see Clint as well. I mean, Clint should be buzzing after. Well, to be fair, Clint against Mark Boyle is a fairly 50-50 game, but in current form, Mark's probably slight favourite in that match, and Clint's halted his run. So
that was a better shot than it looked. To just punch that a little bit to throw it wider.
Yeah, stun run through. Yeah, really good shot. Slightly awkward cue, but I think he's all right.
He's got a nice little bit of angle, so he can get this out. I think.
Yeah, we'll know once he cues up.
Yeah.
He's all right. It's fine. Just needs to.
Clint's one of the players that you expect, or I expect, to win a tournament or two a year. He's that sort of player.
Very consistent.
Very consistent.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see him have too many bad games.
No, I think what you said there is right. He rarely drops below his B game, maybe.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't really drop below a certain standard ever.
Yeah, and you know, the exact opposite of Sheppy in a way. That Sheppy's highs are incredibly high, and he can drop down quite low as well.
Yeah, you could argue that maybe Sheppy's highs are slightly better than Clint's, but his lows are far lower. So, there
was a couple of bad nudges for Clint there. Both nudges have the first nudge nudged him thinner on that last yellow, and that yellow's loses control, and bad nudge, and all of a sudden he's on nothing. So.
That wasn't an easy shot at all, though.
No, not at all.
Those top three yellows were clearly a problem in the frame. So it wasn't an easy first.
He's having a really good look. If the one he's nearest to goes, then he's absolutely still got a chance. But it must be tight. He's had a good look from both sides.
Yeah, it must be. Well, it clearly does go because he's playing it. So. Oh no, maybe. Okay.
Oh, he's played that really well. Controlled the white well as well.
I think it's just about a natural angle for him to be able to play this dead weight and land on the black quite nicely. But he'd like to be a little bit closer to it.
Yeah, he got off it and pulling a bad base, so he's obviously not absolutely perfect. But it looks okay.
You don't want to run too close to the black here. But I don't think he will. He'll know better than I do from being right behind the shot. He's played into it, and
yeah, he felt he couldn't, so he's tried to play into it. Yeah, he's probably gone too far for the double. I think
he has, but on this,
you can really straighten
this cloth.
Yeah,
he can maybe make this double, and on your typical green,
really screwing it.
Yeah, I expect him to get this.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Don't think he can have made that on the old cloth. It's one of those frustrating clearances to watch if you're Jordan.
Yeah, he probably thought 3 times he was going to get a shot in that frame, and he didn't.
He got no shot 3 times.
Interesting couple of matches back to back for Clint in terms of, you were talking about money matches before, because he lost a big money match to Mark Boyle fairly recently, and probably a year ago or so he lost a big money match to Jordan Shepherd. So play 2 of his money match opponents back to back.
Yeah.
I don't think it has any effect on his thinking of the game. It's just interesting as an observer.
Yeah, I think when you play so much pool at the highest level, I think those sort of things are they're never forgotten, but they're just it's just another match that you've won or lost, really.
Yeah.
Back in again. I think he'll be going Reds, but again he's gonna the red bottom left is going to be not his problem ball, but he might even want to play it now. because he needs to get on this the red into the bottom corner, right on the bottom rail and cushion, and
it's one of those
figuring out.
It's one of those splits where everything goes, but it's all a bit. The pattern's quite awkward. He's going yellows,
and that's why he's gone yellows, because
that's a nice angle he's left himself as well. So he's got the one to the bottom right, and that's going to be able to develop the only yellow that doesn't go.
Yeah, he's thinking clearly.
Yeah.
He wants to just run into this yellow and just push it to the side.
He didn't expect him to miss the pot.
It's just gone.
It has
dropped.
Sorry, I saw him miss it and then looked away at the table, and he's holding up his hand to apologise. So yeah, he must have.
Seems to be playing a little bit quicker than normal, Clint.
Yeah, he's a more methodical player. He takes his time, but he, again, a bit like we talked about pace of play a few times so far today. I think I quite like his. He's got his own pace, but he stays in that pace. It's he never looks rushed, and it never feels slow either.
No, he's very good at composing himself at the right time, I think. But this yellow does pass into the bottom left corner. He might only have 3/4 of a pocket, but he's fine. So this just needs to leave himself the right angle. The only thing that can really go wrong is leaving himself the right angle on these two in the middle. He's about perfect there. Didn't want to be on the cushion though, but it still should be fine. He's just going to have to. It's all about the pace. If you play it plain ball, but at the right pace, and it's it'll have 2 drop-ins. Yeah, that's perfect. You just didn't have a players play that off the side and top cushion there, with a bit of tracer right and come round, but he knew if he played it dead weight he could hang on it for the middle, and I think he likes to mention it before, really. He just keeps it simple. His shot selection is really, really good, Clint. That's really textbook.
You could see that with his choice of first shot. His choice of first shot, because the first obvious, when you looked at the table you thought, well, all the reds kind of go, they just need to be, good positions to get onto them. But he saw one shot on the yellows that would leave him the perfect angle to open everything up. So and that was shot selection rather than execution, although he still executed it perfectly.
It was a very clever shot, because he knew going into the 2 yellows that were were already problem balls. Sheppy's gone dry again, smashed his cue on the floor again. But yeah, he knew that he was going to leave himself the angle, because the white was bound to rest on the yellow because they were a plant.
Yeah.
So it's really good, clear thinking from Clint. He's obviously confident. It's one of the things you do when you're confident. You think so clearly. Doesn't want to be. That's a bad shot from Clint, really. The only thing that he could do wrong there was leave himself straight.
Yeah, he had quite a bit of margin as well to come out. Quite a bit more than that. It was a bit of a surprising mistake, actually, the way he started those first 2 frames.
Yeah, I think he potted it a little bit thicker into the pocket than he wanted to, maybe, and all of a sudden he's got an obstacle in the frame, whereas it was a pretty routine finish before he played his first shot. These are the ones where you've got to make them count as well. You've got a player like anybody really, but especially someone like Jordan Shepherd. You've got him 2-0 down. You've got him banging his cue. You got to put your foot down and put him to bed. You can't let up, because you know how quickly he can get himself back into a match. This is a big shot coming up here.
Taking the one over the pocket now by the black. Or the
no, cut into the middle.
Oh, he's taking a cut in the middle.
Just
the way thick. I was going to say he looked like he was queuing up missing that ball to me. So he's made it, but he's missed it thick.
That's where he just needed to be so ruthless there.
Yeah.
At this stage of the tournament, it's sort of a given you need to be ruthless, but especially against someone like Jordan, who is clearly playing really well. He's had a couple of 7-0s and a 7-1, I think, in the tournament so far as well. High on confidence after, like I mentioned, winning his money game. So you don't want to if he gets a chance, you don't want it to be a chance that you've given him, you know.
So this is his first opportunity as well, having his first chance to get the hand on the table. So see what sort of form he is in, see if he's carried over the form from those earlier matches where he won comfortably, as you just said.
I think Jordan's a good... He always seems to play well on the stream.
Yeah.
I think he likes it. He likes the extra pressure, the extra... no responsibility, crowd, the whatever you want, you know. It gives him
showing
a bit
off.
Of showing off.
That showmanship, yeah.
Yeah. He's just going to leave himself a trickler into the middle, and I don't...
So it was Jordan's turn to leave himself a little bit straight on the one on the rail, but...
he took his medal. He just played a very confident shot to leave himself. Shot before, and this one is missable. And he has missed it.
He's missed it.
Has missed it. Surprised.
So
this is where the match is won and lost here. These sorts of frames. It's your first scrappy frame. Is it the first time Jordan's had his hand on the table?
That was the first touch of the table for Jordan. Yeah, he had
apart from the break,
two dry breaks from the Clint broke dished his only break. Interesting to me that Sheppy breaks dry twice and slams his cue on the floor. He misses a ball for the frame, and he's calmly taken it and sat down. I'd be far more frustrated by the latter than the first two.
Clint's played that shot really well. I think he played exactly like that, and now he hasn't got to go into anything. He can just stun up table for really good control. Again, he's made a tricky clearance look really simple just from his control of the white ball. This should be 3-0 now. This is probably the only shot that can go wrong, jacking up a little bit, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, wiped his feet a little bit from Clint's reaction.
Yeah.
Next match on Table 22 quarter final. Mark Farnsworth and Ben Davis, please. Mark Farnsworth, Ben Davis.
Perfect, and 3-0 now. It's
Clint will be quite relieved to get away with that. That was a poor mistake from him to leave himself straight on the one at the top, and he would have sat in his chair thinking, I can't believe I've given Jordan a chance to get into the match. So to get that second bite of the cherry, he'd be relieved and thinking I could go 4-0 here with a big break.
Yeah, I mean, totally right. This stage of the tournament and at this level, every mistake is magnified. You know, obviously, if it's either 2-1 or 3-0, but when you get the chance to pounce off of Clint's first mistake, you really need to make it count. And Clint's so good, and I think there's a plant there, top left.
It looks like it's set to the jaw, so it's whether he can squeeze it in or not. But he's got no option on reds.
No, so he's straight down.
So
I think he's
if this makes, then
and he's screwing it as well. So he must be.
Yeah.
A chance for 4-0. Interesting though. Sheppy's Cup. Jordan's come dry on both of his breaks, but he's definitely hit 2 good breaks.
Yeah.
It's just where another example of run of the ball and.
See, I'd argue that Jordan hit his 2 breaks better than the break that Clint just hit. Clint's first break he hit really well. I know that one's a cut break and one's a power break from the front, but I don't think he caught this break as good as he was hoping. And he's made a ball and Jordan hasn't. It's just how the game goes sometimes.
We're going to see Clint screw into this red now. I mean, it's not a terrible shot to play if you can judge it well enough that the red goes right onto the side cushion, but you don't want it to
if you overhit it, you could block the yellow at the bottom as
yeah,
well. So
you don't want it to become traffic in a different way.
yeah,
So he's
which is what
exactly what he's done. Yeah. If he'd have just hit that a fraction shorter, it's then out of the way, everything goes. But so Sheppy will be praying for another shot here.
It's difficult to see. I'm wondering. It's difficult to see how he pots the next ball and gets position. He could pot the one to the right middle, or he could take that to the right
middle.
corner.
He's hitting the black, isn't he? I
yeah,
think.
which gives him no position. So if he takes it to the corner, but then it's a Chinese pot, and it's very, very tough. This is very tough.
White's coming back across into the right area. He might even flick the red. Oh, he hasn't. No, it's just widened the angle. It's skidded a little bit, and I don't see how he can.
Unless that yellow is really right over the pocket, where he could play some sort of billiard shot or some sort of combination of.
I think it definitely goes into
it definitely
the middle.
goes, but I don't think
it's
it's quite tight. I think it might be.
And also, if he does play it, what's he on next? He isn't on the yellow into the bottom corner, so he's got to be on the ball that he's hitting first. And it's such a he's in a bit of a pickle here.
So the quarterfinals that could go on are on. You've got this. This is the first quarterfinal, and Mark Farnsworth and Ben Davis have just been called onto their table. Liam Dunster and Simon Warder are playing. I can see that on table 1 in the corner. So the only quarterfinal that hasn't gone on is the one where we're still waiting for the 8th quarterfinalist, where Ronan McCarthy is playing Greg Batten. No update on the score to bring you, unfortunately.
It's an interesting choice of shot. The more I look at it, the more I think it's a good shot from Clint.
Yeah, nothing immediately obvious for Jordan to go at.
But there's the one thing with the table laid out as it is. I mean, Jordan's always got the red tied up in the same. As long as Clint's yellow's tied up, so is Jordan's red. So it was never going to be a case of if you miss this is frame over. But
if these two don't plant, then you could just play it 3/4 ball and leave the white on the bottom cushion, and you open those 2 balls up. So
yeah, not sure.
Probably overhit that maybe a fraction. You could probably see the one. You can definitely see the one to the left middle, and probably drop it in.
Can he bring it out enough towards the blue spot that he can cut the yellow into the top right corner and go into it?
I think so. He only needs to come out about a foot, maybe a foot and a half, and then that should leave him a good angle.
He's having a think.
I wonder if we can get our zoom camera in on that yellow by the left middle. I think we'll get it in time. I thought he was going to think a little bit longer there.
Playing it already. No, it's no good. Tried to play it a rake to the right hand side. I think, but then what angle would he have had? Surely he'd have been better off.
I thought, just try and come out below the black. He was trying to go above the black rather than below the black. So
yeah.
I thought the other way maybe would give him a better angle. He saw it differently.
He's straight down. He knows what he wants to play.
He's totaled, so he can just rest on the ball, I think.
Okay. Well, he's left Jordan a shot which this is definitely missable, but if he gets it, it's frame over, and I think it's an 8 out of 10 for Jordan. I think he's a bit closer to it than he wanted to be.
I'm surprised he's not taking it.
Oh, I didn't realise he could play the one in the middle either way. So
I'm still surprised he didn't take it, because if like I said, if he made it, it would,
I think he's going to have an easy angle to get it out after this shot. So I think that's why.
He's got two balls there that will allow him to get it out fairly easily, I suppose. Yeah,
I was just thinking if he was right behind it, he'd have played it.
Yeah, I was just thinking it was his hard ball to get it out, and if he makes it, everything, you win the frame.
Yeah. You just don't want this to go anywhere near a cushion after you get it out. That is, I think that's about right. It's perfect. He's on it. Might even rest on the yellow after this.
I was going to say he probably wanted to go a bit more, but actually it doesn't matter, because he's just going to drop this one in, and all he has to do is drop the next one in. He's given it a little bit of extra thought, so it probably looks a little bit easier on the camera than it actually is in reality. but I don't expect him to have a problem with it.
Yeah, it's not because he's a thinker, is it?
Yeah, if Jordan's taken an extra few seconds on the shot, then it must be tricky.
Slightly awkward queuing though.
Yeah, he would have preferred that white to stay on the cushion, I think, rather than bouncing off as far as it has.
On the cushion or slightly further out.
Yeah.
Not here. This is missable. I expect him to get it. Oh, no. Us in? Oh, no. Oh, Clint was up.
Just rattled enough for Clint to stand up.
Yeah, so Jordan's loving it as well. He's laughing.
They're both having a good laugh at that one.
He didn't laugh too much. He didn't put out the black yet.
So that was one of those wobbles and drops each. So Jordan's on the board. So I hope Jordan makes a ball for his cue's sake. I'm not sure it could take another punishment of being slammed into the ground.
No. Yeah, he needs to make a ball. He should make a ball law of averages. He's hitting them well. Yeah,
he's made the black. I think that shot's caused a little stir up on the viewing gallery. I think they might have had a bet on the break there. I think they're having a friendly wager on whether Jordan made a ball or not, and I'm guessing the black going in makes it null and void.
Jordan won't mind a bit of atmosphere. The money game atmospheres that he's played in, and probably prefers it, if anything.
Yeah, he's all for a bit of that.
He will bang his cue if this goes dry. Oh, the
white's gone in.
Oh, he's banged it properly. He knew that was coming.
Yeah, he screwed the white close to that corner. Didn't go directly in off, but he screwed it close and gave him a chance to go in. He didn't catch that anywhere near as good as the previous 3 breaks he's had. He
didn't know, and you are asking for trouble when it goes over towards her, because balls follow it, and see his face there. He's dejected.
You could see the rage as he saw the white drop in. He almost ripped his glasses off and didn't know what to do with his cue.
He just thought,
so angry.
He just thought, when I need I've got to bang it, because I always bang my cue, but I'm sort of getting bored of banging my cue now. What do I do?
Yeah.
But like we said before, that's just his way.
It is. I've played in Jordan a few times, and he gets like that. And I think the first maybe time or two I played him, when he was doing that, it does affect you as an opponent, but you do get used to it, and you just understand that's his way.
Yeah, he isn't doing it to try and put anyone off.
No,
it's just pure frustration. He's actually, I think he's a really, really funny character.
Yeah, I get on really well with Jordan, and I don't take any of that personally when he's on the table and he's acting that way. That's his way. So, one key shot ready for the frame again. Would love to just top this through actually, and rest on and go into the red that's above this yellow, but I don't think he's got the angle. He's not straight enough. It looks like he'll just catch the yellow above the black. So
yeah,
but that is the problem with the frame to solve.
Yeah, he could even, if he was slightly, if he was maybe in line with the red, he could maybe punch the yellow in and just stun the black into the red. It's bound to come out nice, but he's going to have one tricky-ish positional shot to play for the frame.
Do you think he could just screw straight down now for it? Just if he caught that red full, it'd be,
Well, there's reason to, because you're guaranteed to be on the one in the middle.
Yeah.
If you play it right.
That's as bad as it probably could have come out from as well, and he's not too bad.
Yeah, he's played it quite well. I mean, he wanted to screw into that red and hit it thick.
Yeah, he caught the red,
and he's gone a bit thinner into it than he would like. But
if he caught the red on the thick, if he caught the red full or half ball the other way, it would have been better than the way he did. But he's still got a shot. He can take this to the middle or the corner, and he could play on either ball as well. This is where he sees it now.
Can't believe he's played it that way.
He's going to be annoyed with that. He's made a great pot, but not finished on the ball at the top.
I think he was assuming that, but by making the more difficult pot, the natural angle was going to take it so that the white was more near the brown spot, and that it was effectively a shot for the frame. But he's maybe got a trace aside, and that he was stretching a little bit.
Yeah, and he's actually totaled himself. So
yeah, it's, what's the score? 3-1.
It's 3-1 to Clint. Probably be annoyed he's not 4-0, but
well,
it could be.
He could have won every frame, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot.
That is a brilliant shot.
Great shot. I mean, he's going to need another one. Jordan tapping his leg there as well. It's a good shot. It's nice to see.
That wasn't a simple one cushion, pot the ball off the cushion.
Yeah,
natural. That was a lot of side to create that angle. The red was in the way for the natural.
Yeah. I think this isn't much easier. If it's just a case of potting the white, but I think the natural angle's taking it towards the middle. So if you're playing this with a trace aside, that's making that pot that little bit more difficult.
He's missed it thin.
He's overcut it.
I think you're right. I think the middle pocket probably was in his mind.
Yeah. Not easy though for Jordan. I mean, I don't even think he's got an easy opener. I think top left isn't that difficult to cut in, but
he's eyeing up the one at the bottom of the table below the black.
Yeah, which is
a missable pot.
It's definitely missable, but it's a good shot. Didn't expect him to miss it.
So the two on the right, at the bottom of the table, are obviously stumbling blocks that he needs to solve. He's going to want to do that sooner rather than later.
Going to punch round. It's a good shot. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed them both.
Yeah, that was unlucky. He wasn't far away from a great shot then.
No. Because I mean, the plant wouldn't be that difficult if you were right behind it, but you don't want to leave yourself that unless you have to.
He may feel he has to. It depends.
He may screw up into it now again. He has done. It's a good
unlucky
shot, but that's come out. That's couldn't have come out much worse.
Yeah,
he played it as he wanted to.
It's not just the fact that the two at the bottom have not gone as he wanted to. The one at the top's gone away from the pocket and gone awkward as well. So no real aggressive option here.
The problem is you can lay an easy snooker, but it's very easy to hit and not that hard to pot.
Yeah, it's easy to hit and it isn't that hard to pot, but it isn't guaranteed. It's not right in the middle of the pocket. So
yeah, I think
would you say that's a better option than trying to push the boat out for a crazy double or something? Because he could double the one to the left of the white now, to the bottom left, and get on the one at the top of the table. But if you miss the double, you lose the frame. So
I know, and I think, yeah.
What's less likely? What's more likely, making that double or Clint not potting that yellow?
Yeah, you're right. Percentages wise, the right thing to do is to.
Although if he does lay the snooker, if Clint comes off, if Clint tries to pot this dead weight,
now he's got quite an easy swerve. I think it just double kissed on the way out. Yeah, we can see.
He has,
yeah. Just double kissed, but the only thing that can.
I was thinking
he hasn't even got to swerve it. That's
we can see it.
Poor shot.
He thought he'd missed that for a second.
Clint's tattooed elbow.
We're talking about the rhythm of shot. That's what I like about the rhythm of Clint's shots. Is when he's on the shot, he really focuses down on the shot, and it's the same rhythm of shot when he's on it. Not necessarily walking around the table looking at it, but when he's on the shot, every shot no matter how easy a shot, he's got the same focus, and never hits a shot, never rushes a shot, and never hits a shot without rushing.
Yeah, he's got as close to a pre-shot routine as anyone.
Yeah.
It's definitely something he does deliberately as well. That's a cut break again.
Yeah. I think it's something he started using. I certainly noticed him using more at the last tour event.
Well, these yellows couldn't be easier. The only thing that can go wrong is he misses this first yellow. But if this goes in, this is 5-1. Yeah, it's there, and this is 5-1. He just got to get position. I mean, it's literally dot to dot. Got to get position on the black, but he'll have a big margin for error. He's wasting no time as well. I mean, he's straight through these.
Table 20, Charlie Douglas for parking.
Having said that he normally takes the same amount of time on every shot, he seems to just be flying through this one and not really, this is such a simple finish for him that he's not really queuing them all up the same way.
Just needs to play this at the right pace.
It's a little bounce, and that's
he's played it perfect.
Lovely. So great breaks, it opened up nicely. It's all very well us saying a simple finish, but you've still got to take them out, and we've seen how easy that can go wrong, and he made that look very, very simple.
That is what Clint's very good at, isn't he? Because he really does control the white so well. He makes the simple stuff look very simple.
Yeah.
He knows when to compose himself. He's very good at knowing, right, there's one key shot on this frame, and he gets himself right and composes himself right for that shot. He realises the shots he needs to give a bit of extra care. Can Jordan get a ball off the break? 5-1 now. Oh no, not enough again.
Oh, he was white was going straight in off then, but it was
he's
blocked.
made a ball, but they're not nice. Reds are tricky, yellows are tricky. That's how it seems to happen, isn't it, when you're chasing a match?
Yeah. You watch your opponent make a ball off the break and leave, a really good chance, and then you make a ball and leave this.
Yeah.
It's just a frustrating game sometimes.
Yeah, and it always seems to work out like that. I'm sure, right, yeah, fair enough. It's luck is luck, and sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But it always seems to work out that way. When you're 4-1 up, you get a real nice break. They come out lovely. When you're 5-1 down, you make a ball, and they just look at these. You've got two problem areas, whichever ball you choose. And the black's only got one pocket, maybe two, depending on. Can't really see how tight it will be. For the red.
It'll be an impressive effort if he gets to the black from here.
Yeah, it will be. He's going to try. With that in mind, he's gone into the black there, knowing that he'd be guaranteed to be on the yellow that he's on. But now the black and yellow don't go. He might go straight back into them again. Oh, he just
thought he was going
close to it.
Thought he was going to be left okay, but it's a little bit close, and maybe he's got enough angle that he can get the white up towards the top end of the table.
Might be able to cut it in.
Off the bottom, yeah, cut it into the right middle and come off the bottom side cushions.
I'm going to hide for cover. If he cuts this in, and then the white cannons it on the way back up, I'm going to hide for cover because. Oh dear.
I'm not sure it would have reached anyway.
Table isn't good for Clint though.
No, it's a terrible table for Clint, but
yeah, it's terrible.
He's a couple of good safety shots away from being favourite here.
And he is going to put a couple of good safeties in.
Yeah.
That's a very good one.
That's the first one.
He doesn't need to snooker Jordan. He just needed to do exactly what he's done. Not leave Jordan a cut into the middle, and anything down this end is fine.
So although Clint's look a little bit messy, it's only one really bad ball. So
it is now, yeah.
You know, when it looked like there was problems all over the place before he played that shot, there really is only one bad ball now. Oh no! Wow!
Oh, wow!
That is very, very unlucky.
I thought he was going to shake Clint's hand then.
That was incredibly unlucky.
Not that he was on anything.
No, he got the jaw that he didn't want. He was, you know, but that's still unlucky.
It's just kind of anything that can go wrong is going wrong for him.
So Clint's got a free shot. I kind of expect him to pick the white up and bump the red down the table, but he may see it that he could pot the yellow at the bottom left and then play another snooker safety if he wanted to. But I'd be surprised if he took that option.
It's just what he's thinking now, but
you could take the yellow over the bottom left, screw back a foot, and then the bottom of the two reds you could play full in the face and just leave the white welded behind the other one, and you've opened all those ones up at the bottom and left a very tricky snooker to get out of. But do you need to do that? Is probably what he's thinking.
It's a lot easier problem to solve at 5-1 up.
Yeah.
Than, I think it is 5-1. It says 4-1 on the scoreboard, but it is 5-1 now. Needs to make sure he hits the cushion, and he has.
It's tricky to see those three. Camera 4 kind of shows it that those three in the middle of the table, he's probably those two together are slightly awkward. He may decide to just drop into them now.
Yeah, it probably shouldn't go wrong if you play at the right pace. But
it could.
Yeah, and I think if you...
Of course, he can clear up without moving anything or without a nudge, but it almost looked like it just needed a little nudge to make things easier, which is exactly what's happened.
And you see there, I mean, they couldn't have come out any better.
No.
He's got intimate pace there. But that's what happens when... 3 drop-ins and a black for 6-1. Just go up for the middle now.
So 6-1 lead for Clint, and while he's racking the balls up, I could just give you a few updates. Ronan McCarthy has moved 5-3 ahead of Greg Batten, and Liam Dunster is 2-1 up on Simon Ward. They're the updated scores. That Greg Batten-Ronan McCarthy match is last 16, and the winner of that plays Michael Peel in the quarterfinals, which I would guess would be the next match on the stream, because it's probably going to be the likely next match to finish. So there'll probably be a little bit of a gap depending on how quickly this match finishes and how quickly that match finishes. But yeah, there'll be a few minute gap. Of course, we could have a comeback from Sheppy yet.
We could. These aren't gimmies for Clint. I think I'm not so sure he's got an easy starter if he's on reds. He's awkward queuing at least on. I don't know if the red goes into the right middle, but if he takes yellows, they look okay. But the yellow into the bottom right doesn't go. So if he goes reds, which he is, obviously this red obviously does go to the right middle. He's also got red on the side cushion over on the right hand side. So a bit of work to do, but he's only really one shot away from or good cue ball control away from winning this match. I'm not so sure if the red goes into the top left. A bit of work to do. Tricky clearance.
Yeah, first couple of shots, we'll see how easy he can make this clearance look. If he gets the first couple of shots right and away, That was a good shot.
Yeah, he's really used the cloth to his advantage there.
Yeah.
Instant screw, instant reaction.
He probably can't believe quite how low down the table he's finished there. He must have, I bet you he thought he was going to be even closer to the bulk line than he is. He's absolutely fine. Looks like he's just off straight. Maybe actually is straight on the one at the top, but that's okay.
And I think the red on the right hand side cushion, I think that does pass the other red into the bottom right corner. So if he can just land on it nicely, then as long as he controls the white, the frame's there.
I think he would have liked a bit more angle on this than he's got, but he's okay. I think in an ideal world, if he was an inch further up the table, he could have played on the next hardest red, which is the red just below the right middle pocket.
Well, if he can get on that next, in theory, if he can get on that next, drop that in, 2 drop-ins to the right middle, to the right corner.
Oh, he could be on nothing here.
Oh, that's a bad one.
He may even be snookered. It's difficult to tell. Yeah, he is snookered.
Yeah, it's not a great shot. He's left Jordan an angle with the very first shot to get into his bad ball. So
yeah, this shot goes well and it could give him a good chance.
It's not messed about, is he?
He's really got this kind of. I'm not going to say he overhit it, but with balls flying about everywhere, it's made it semi-awkward at the top, but not really.
I think he had to play it at pace to get the yellow out of that area, but there's a bit of frustration in that shot, wasn't there?
That's a good shot, though. Now they're there. That was a good shot too.
That was a good shot.
Yeah.
And these games can swing. The momentum swings. I mean, good players reel off 3, 4 frames all the time, and if you do that, it's 6-5, and it's a completely different mindset. But it's
Shabby just dropped his head because he knows he underscrewed that last shot, and I don't think that goes. And it does. Oh, I thought it must have.
I think he only had half a pocket.
That shot before where he underscrewed it, he's underscrewed it by a good few inches.
And that made
it was a simple shot.
It was his head's gone a little bit because he's 6-1 down and he's so frustrated he hasn't potted off many breaks, and I think the only break he's potted off, he was left really awkward. It's been one of those matches.
Your first thought for when you leave a table like this is, good news, I've covered the bag, but this is I would say a simpler skill shot as there is. I'd be very, very shocked if Clint doesn't make this skill shot.
And you might want to be a little bit closer, but he's pretty much perfect on it.
He's probably annoyed with the angle he's left himself, but he's you don't expect him to miss this.
No.
Yeah, he wanted to be slightly better angle, so he didn't have to play this one next. He's got the one up past the black. But
this shot's effectively for the match, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he'll stun back and then he'll have 2 drop-ins. Screw back. Any big margin, as long as you get above the pink spot, you're fine, really. He come a little bit further than he wanted, but yeah, this is match over. Doesn't want to flick the yellow. Yeah, frame over, match over. Stay tuned as well. We'll get Clint over for a word as well. See his feelings on the match. How he's playing, and then we'll have another match.